Welcome to Getting Home Sourced with G. Your one-stop shop for all things real estate. Gianno is your go-to guy with over 25 years of experience in the game, serving up the insider scoop on buying, selling, and investing in two of the hottest markets, Las Vegas, Nevada, and Cabo, Mexico. Whether you're looking to score the perfect home, seal the deal on a sale, or dive into the world of international investments, G's got the tips, tricks, and swagger to make it happen. Remember, in Nevada, the smart choice is the right choice. And when it comes to Cabo, you better go oceanside with Cabo G. If you were looking for a quiet, tranquil show about real estate, this ain't it. Gianno has this thing called passion. Let's unleash the beast. This is Welcome to Getting Home Sourced. And now your host, Gianno.
Hey, what do you say? We are live remote and we are doing a mailbag edition here on Getting Home Sourced with G, as I'm your host, Gianno, and bringing it to you live as we always do every week. And this time around we have some great questions and I want to tackle them because we have 4 on the list. We're going to cover 2 in the first part of the show, and then we're going to cover 2 in the back half part of the show because I think they're very worthwhile questions to dive deep into. So again, this is Getting Home Sourced with G. I'm your host, Gianno. And of course, I always like to start out by saying, folks, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. And welcome everybody listening around the world. Again, we're bringing it to you live. Street talk, real deal, street real estate. We give it the facts. People write in. They want to know the answers. We give it to them and no strings attached. And before I forget, and I want to mention too, remember folks, if you go onto my website, www.vegashomesource.com, remember I have my MLS access so you could search properties in Cabo, just like you're a realtor like myself, and also Las Vegas. Just like a realtor like myself, you could do your search, check out properties, real time. Forget about Zillow. I'm Gillo. Just think of me as Gillo with the G. I give you the facts, and you have everything real time. You see what's available. It's like you're doing your own comps and you're doing your own searches as if you were representing either your clients or yourself and you wanted to buy a home. That's what I give out to you. So, folks, I want you to check that out. Getting Home Source with G is obviously the podcast show, but VegasHomesource.com, that is the website. Please go check it out. That's my gift for everybody because, believe me, a lot of realtors are not going to give you that free MLS. They want you to call them and do lead capturing. I don't do that. My gift is I want people to call me because they want to, because they trust me, they like me, and they know that I'm knowledgeable and I'm going to get the deal done, which is at the end of the day the most important. You're going to get that dream home that you want, either to purchase or to sell. So that's what I'm here for, because that's my job to give to you. So on that note, just wanted to give that little dissertation in there before we jump into the questions. So without further ado, question number 1 is from Vincenzo D. from Napoli in Italia. So Vincenzo D. from Napoli in Italy writes, "Hello, your show is great. Thank you for giving me the information on U.S. housing. However, if housing is so great in the U.S., then why are all of you Americans moving to Italy?" Well, that's a great question. That's why it's being read on the show. And the reason why people are moving to Italy, and basically a lot of Americans are moving to Italy, is that's part of what happened with the past administration. Inflation here got really bad. A lot of people are having problems, and they were taking advantage of the no tax on the crypto because people were allowed in 2024 to cash out the crypto, don't get taxed, take that money, which is basically tax-free money, and where are they putting it into Italy? Because Italy right now is the number 1 destination place that we talked about before in past shows where a lot of Americans are migrating to, or as I like to say, relocating to for either second home, vacation home, or permanent residency because it's a great buy. Let's face facts. Italy is a beautiful country, but it's also very inexpensive for the U.S. citizen, and it's a great opportunity for golden visa as well as basically capturing your own corporations out there, getting set up and taking advantage of what Italy has to offer. So that's really the reason why, folks. Italy's number one. It's a beautiful. I mean, look, I'm Italian. It's a beautiful country, as we know, but that's why you start seeing a lot of Americans coming over there. So, thank you for that question. I appreciate that. Your second question comes from Omar H. from Dubai. Now, again, I get a lot of questions from Dubai, and I enjoy reading questions from Dubai because, again, as I said in past shows, they are actually doing presentations here in cities in the U.S., Las Vegas being one of them, because they are partnering with the Wynn Hotel Casino in Las Vegas, very popular, strong gaming hotel company that's going out into United Arab Emirates, and they will be building a gaming hotel resort compound in Dask. I think I keep saying that right, Dask, north, 45 minutes north of Dubai. So Omar writes in, what is a better investment, USA or Mexico? You talk a lot about both countries that you work in. Thank you. So I said, okay, well, great question. And I think it's another one to talk about because I like to refer to myself as a resi-mercial agent because that is somebody that does residential real estate and commercial real estate. And when you put the two together, it becomes resi-mercial. So I like to look at myself as a resi-mercial agent that tackles all kinds of real estate because in commercial, in Mexico, you have great land deals, you have great development for housing, whether it's single family homes or high rise condo. You can also do shopping plaza, office, medical, what have you. That's on the commercial component. And then in residential, to purchase a property, because again, Cabo San Lucas is primarily a vacation cash purchase resort corridor for a lot of Americans and Canadians for that matter that come down there and purchase. So really in the US and Mexico, I would say it's 50-50. Again, it depends upon your wants and needs. I love both. That's why I'm a realtor in both countries because both countries have a lot to offer. Yeah, there's always going to be positives and negatives and what have you, but it's really a toss up. I can't really choose US over Mexico or Mexico over US. I have to say it's even Steven because again, you're dealing with different cultures. You know, a lot of people that want to go to the U.S. they go there for business. They want to set up residency, or they want to set up citizenship, or same thing in Mexico. Like I got my permanent residency down in Mexico in Cabo San Lucas, and I love it because now I have the freedom of traveling back and forth, no problem. And I personally believe, Omar, that the U.S. has a lot to offer, but so does Mexico. And again, it all depends upon people's wants and needs because when you're investing in real estate, it's an emotional situation. A lot of people think it's like, well, they don't use real estate as an emotional decision making, but deep down inside it is emotional because when you're making a decision about purchasing a property or buying land or developing or taking over an apartment building or whatever, you do have to have emotions. They do play a major factor in decision making. And again, it's the human, component as well, because you want to figure out what's going to be best for both parties. If you're going to be a landlord investor, or if you're going to be opening up a business, and where you're going to set up shop, and or where you're going to invest. And as far as the residential component go with housing, whether it be multiple condos or if you want to buy single family properties, because again, in Mexico, you could do short term rentals and you don't need a license. But in the US, in some cities, especially Las Vegas, you do need a license. And that becomes quite challenging for people. And then you have people doing what they call illegal short term rental bookings because they're required to have a license and they don't do it because they don't want to get a license. And this is what happens. So, on that note, I would say, Omar, it's both. But then again, because I like to basically call myself or designate myself as a resi-mercial realtor that encompasses everything, I would say both because guess what? You can never go wrong with both. So I appreciate that question. And let's take a quick commercial break, and I'll be right back. And we're going to hit the other two questions on the back end.
Are you thinking about investing in Mexico? Not sure how to get started? Well, with Cabo G, he has all the steps in place to get you that vacation property you have been always dreaming about. Call Cabo G today on his new international toll-free number, 888-528-2810. Yes, toll-free. What other realtor do you know that has a toll-free number to call him anywhere in the world? Let your journey to real estate ownership in Mexico start now by going oceanside with Cabo G.
Hey, what do you say? What do you say? Because guess what? On Getting Home Source with G, I got a lot to say, but today it's the fan base, the listeners. You have a lot to say, and I want to bring your questions on the air. And I have two great ones already, and I got two other ones that are going to be doozies. So let's just jump right in. So question number 3 comes from, I think it's either going to be Sophie or Sophia. I'm going to go with Sophie from Paris, from France. And Sophie writes, I am having problems going through your MLS searches at looking at homes. Is there someone that can help me, please? Because I'm having difficulty understanding the process of how to look for property. Well, that's a great question. And I guess I didn't really tackle that in the beginning when I went live. I was just telling everybody that, hey, just go onto my website, go check out my MLS and, kind of go figure it out, thinking that, assuming the sale like you would assume and understand how to search for property. So, yes, if there's a situation, again, Sophie, please give me a call, email me, text me, what have you. Let me know. I know you're writing right now saying that you, just as a general question on my mailbox, saying that, can you please, who can I talk to for MLS searches? Contact me direct. I will walk you through it step by step. And maybe what I'll do is on a future show, if it works out great for everybody, you give me your opinion, I could dedicate my show specifically to the MLS and go through with everybody. So this way they understand what they're looking at and what they're going through, because I know it might be kind of like a little bit challenging, and I understand that. So if we need to do a show on MLS Vegas, which is the multiple listing service, and also the multiple listing service for Cabo, please feel free to reach out to me. I would dedicate the 2 shows, one show specifically for MLS Vegas and one show specifically for MLS Cabo, if that works for you. But yes, Sophie, feel free to give me a call. I have myself or my crack staff group will be on top of it for you. No problem there. So thank you for that. And then the last question is from Arturo S. from Madrid, Spain, España. We have España. He says, great show and information. I traveled to Mexico quite a lot for work. Do you plan on doing any seminars or education classes in person or in any European city? Hopefully mine. Thank you. Well, I mean, listen, Arturo, I would love to do seminars. I know a lot of people out there putting seminars together, pay for all these things, and you're going up there and all they're doing is trying to sell you their materials on how to be the greatest flipper or greatest home investor and greatest whatever they're pushing. That's not what I would do. All I would try to do is to just basically bring the information, because I hate to say educational workshops, because again, I talked about this before. I don't like to use the term educate because I think that's demeaning of somebody, because somebody can have way higher advanced education than I have. And now people think that they're being called stupid, right? So I never want to say that out of respect. I always like to say it's informative, it's an informational, and a seminar would be the proper choice of words for that, because we want to bring information to people for what they want, and especially in real estate, because there's a lot of people that are new, they have money, they want to invest in different markets, they don't know how to do it, and they don't feel comfortable. So yes, I would love to do a seminar internationally or in Cabo. And if I have enough people that are interested, we could put certainly something together. Come down to my office. It's free. We'll provide food and soft drinks and whatever. Can't have any cervezas until after the fact. So can't have any beer, wine, or anything like that until we're done. But at least in a Cabo point of view, to deal with Cabo or Las Vegas, certainly we could put that together. We have enough space to house probably about 100 people solid for that. Now, again, on the international component, if that's something that where you may have people that might entertain somebody like myself to come out and see any of you, whatever city that you may be in or country that you're in, then that's something we can discuss and talk about. I would love to do that. And again, I'm not selling anything except I'm selling what I have. And what I'm having is my MLS. I'm selling real estate for Vegas, for Cabo, for anywhere you want to be, and also in my network. So if you're really not interested in, let's say, the US or Mexico, but you wanted to do something where it's in another country or what have you that I'm not familiar with, no problem. We can get people that I know in my network to come and join and cover it and make it like a global situation. But yeah, that's a great idea. I mean, I'm always open to wanting to help others because that's what I do. I'm in the service industry, housing and real estate, being a what I'm going to call myself now a resi-mercial realtor, which is doing residential and commercial combined, right? So it's resi-mercial. Would love to have you come to my office in Cabo. Would love to have you come to my office in Las Vegas. But if I need to come out and go overseas, we can certainly make that happen. Again, reach out to me. If we have a group of people that want somebody to talk to, we could do that either via Zoom or I could come in person. It doesn't matter. We want to bring it to the masses because we want people to know and be happy and comfortable what they're buying, how the process works, and really make everybody understand because real estate's done differently in a lot of regions of the world outside of what's being done in the US and in Cabo. So great question for that, Turo. I appreciate that. And again, yes, I would love nothing more than to travel because it makes it fun. And also a lot of real estate conventions. They're held all over. I know, like in Nice, France, they're going to have a BOMA convention, which is very big and commercial. Europe has a lot of real estate networking, big networking conferences that take place in certain cities. So you may want to check out when the next real estate conference is in Europe. That's open to a lot of people to go and check out. Same thing what we have here is NAR, which is the National Association of Realtors, which again partners with a lot of global community outside of the US and Canada and Mexico. So they all under the same umbrella. And we have global ambassadors that represent different countries and or continents. So if there's somebody that's looking to purchase something in a region that they're not familiar with, that's where the NAR people come into play. And they have ambassadors that their job is volunteering to help you because at the end of the day, that's how they would make a referral fee as a realtor to help assist a client and bridging the gap and putting them together with somebody. So those are always popular. The National Association here in the United States, you could go to nar.com. They also tell you when we have our big conferences that basically can be anywhere from, let's say, Anaheim from last year to Chicago to Miami to Vegas to wherever they're holding it. And that's pretty powerful too. That's open to people to come down. And mind you that a lot of these conferences are cost items, so you do have to pay for that. It just depends upon what kind of package deal you want. But I would think that with airfare, hotel, it's a 4 day stay. I think it's like a 4 day 3 night or a 5 day 4 night. It could get pricey depending upon what you're looking for. But yes, it is a cost item. But if you have tax write-offs, then again, you can write your whole trip and expense off because it's considered as a business trip, right? So you have that. But yeah, folks, again, that's why my website, between offering the MLS for Cabo, offering the MLS for Las Vegas, it's for the people. It's for people to use because I want one person to write me in or text me and saying that they have other realtors that are doing what I'm doing because I guarantee you they are not giving you their MLS access to go in there and look at properties how I would be looking at it for you if you didn't have the access, right? So now we're both on the even playing field because I want you to tell me what you're looking for, because then it's my job just to go out there, write up the contract for you, negotiate the deals, negotiate the terms, and get you your property. Now, on the selling side, same thing. You're looking to sell your property. That's my job. My job is to sell your property, list it, sell it, and either get you something else or you're cashing out and moving on, right? So that's what it's all about. That's why it's getting home sourced, because we're bringing the home sourcing of the source to you, the masses, wherever you're listening to. So with that being said, just want to say thank you again. Great questions, everybody. So I want to thank Vincenzo. I want to thank Omar. I want to thank Sophie. And I want to thank Arturo. So beautiful questions. And again, the most important, folks, is that these questions are coming from Europe. I love it. And people are looking, and of course, Dubai. So Middle East, we don't want to forget that too. So Europe and Middle East, want to give you guys props and love and thanks. And again, I look forward to speaking with everybody next week. So on that note, love you all. God bless. Take care. And we'll talk soon. Ciao, bello.
You have just listened to Getting Home Sourced with your radio host, Gianno Buonaguro. This podcast is a registered trademark and may not be reproduced without the express written consent of VegasHomeSource.com. For additional information about buying, selling, or investing in real estate, call or text Gianno toll-free at 888-528-2810 or visit his website at VegasHomeSource.com. Thank you for listening, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.